Hey everybody, Zero here, aka Alex Russ, for a video that's been long overdue. The Halo Infinite test flight has passed, going on 3-4 weeks now, and frankly, I'm not going to give you all the excuses I have as to why I procrastinated this long, but here we are, my thoughts and impressions on this Halo test flight. Let's get right into it. First, the weekend of the Halo test flight gave me a great first blush impression for what to expect for the direction of multiplayer and the weapon sandbox that is available inside Halo Infinite. As stated in the 343 industry presentation regarding the test flight, this is an old build of the game, which means that some things may not remain the same at the official launch. First and foremost, I want to comment that I'm excited with the open communication that 343 Industries has given us for this test flight, and I really look forward to the future of the game. If you haven't been paying attention to Halo Waypoint, please do, as the messaging is clear that they not only care about this game, but also care about the players and the community, especially with as strong as Halo Championship Series has been going on. The purpose of this test flight was more directed at the Battle Pass, UI, and customization. All that with a nice cherry on top of Bot Slayer, which was fantastic. You're going to see some of the footage right here as well from my streams, and also some just recorded sessions that I did during the test flight. And thankfully, a taste of that arena Slayer PvP. So getting to play against players after, we had a fun time playing against some of these bots. Okay, so with that, let's get right into the test flight here. Moving feels new yet familiar. I relate Infinite's feel to a faster Halo 3 and then add the sprint on top of that as well. It gives you a small boost in speed, but also additional momentum opportunities that are familiar yet new to this game. In particular, sliding, slide canceling to hops, mantling, all that allows you to quickly navigate the maps, much like Halo 5 did, even without the ability to boost, which, speaking of, is gone entirely. If you haven't been checking this out, boost is gone, so that means no more ground pound, floating, and other boost related maneuvering. I think they found a nice middle ground here. Again, veterans will find familiarity here, and players of more recent Halo titles find some of the old tactics still applying to this game. Halo is in a tough spot right now where the classic feel just isn't modern anymore. So what can this game offer in movement to give that modern feel while staying true to the veterans of the series? With Infinite, I think they did a fine job of pulling back from where Halo 5 was, but not so much where they went back to square one. When it comes to the momentum movement, Halo Infinite on the surface seems to be going into a fantastic direction. I'm a sucker for customization and collecting customization items. Halo 5 had an exorbitant amount of customization options, and while I loved it, I was bummed that they were all randomized via loot boxes. It removed a feel of chasing for anything specific, which lessened my incentive to grind out Halo 5 longer than I already did. Infinite shows great promise in the Battle Pass system. Of course, the game is free to play, and you have free drops in the Battle Pass, but the paid tier gives additional customization options with each level gained as well, with the promise of being able to focus a specific battle pass, and it not going away over time is also a fantastic incentive for me to immediately buy in and play at my leisure. There are plenty of hints for the Master Chief Collection's seasonal unlocks here, and I think that was a great test bed for what we see here. There are customization packs that you can buy as well to get weapon skins and armor parts. The armor core system here is a really cool way to add your own personalization to armor.
Mom.
What have you done with my armor?
Just some additions I've made.
Indeed.
Sure, you may be wearing Mark 7 armor, but what add-ons do you have? What pieces did you omit? With color options, I'm torn on this idea. We'll get greater detail in the armor with the way 343 is going about it, but I'd like being able to fully customize my colors by my own choice. But this would come at the cost of fewer customization options on the armor. So for now, I can only say that I look forward to seeing how the color options work and look in the future, as the test flight did indeed have some fantastic options. So visually, the AI assistant didn't get too much exposure here, but the added commentary based on your performance made it plenty of fun. I'm really looking forward to hearing plenty of great quips from the various types of the AI that Infinite could offer. It was really hard for me to choose which one to run matches with. It has me looking forward to seeing what additional flair this cosmetic feature will offer. The way the the Forerunners work though, like
No mercy.
weapons. Weapons are definitely key here, and the firing range is a great addition to test out these weapons, and also a nice way to hone your skills. Going down the list, the pistol fires as fast as you pull the trigger, early reloads are really quick, and empty reloads just take a smidge longer. Not absurdly strong mid to long range it seems, but a great cleanup tool in the mid range. The weapon feels fantastic. Assault rifle is back, of course, and oddly really accurate at longer ranges with a satisfying time to kill. The battle rifle returns, and to me it felt similar to the Halo 2 anniversary battle rifle. The Commando, which is the big talk of the town, is a great mid to long range automatic rifle. I found plenty of great success with it firing it in bursts, very rarely holding the trigger for continuous fire. The Pulse Rifle is a new weapon, looking like the Storm Rifle, but this time firing in 3-round bursts, with some light tracking. Really notable for this weapon is that it has a super quick time to kill, requiring only 2 tapping for headshots. You must land all of the shots, however. That's key. Ah! That was it too. Of course, let's not forget the return of descoping. This is fantastic. Or being so far removed from playing Halo regularly, I'm gonna have to get some practice on the sniper rifle here. It's definitely gonna take some getting used to. It feels heavier, which makes landing precision shots all the more satisfying. So all of this is really nice on the new sniper rifle. It's not as light as it was in previous iterations. It does have a really oomph kind of feel on each shot. The 2 new brute weapons were also a learning curve for me, as they both featured a bullet drop on their projectiles. There's the Skewer, which is a one-shot kill precision weapon with a hefty reload time. Then there is the Ravager, which works like a plasma grenade launcher, and it also features an area of effect alternate fire when charged like the plasma pistol. Everything else seems fairly familiar, especially when compared to their previous iterations. The shotgun being a significant change with a faster rate of fire, and I couldn't seem to get off a one-shot kill at close range. Perhaps I'm wrong on this, or it'll change in the future, but the shotgun seemed to take 2 rounds for a single kill. Now, I want to be clear that with the rate of fire on the shotgun, it didn't really seem to be that big of an issue when you got into an effective range. It could still be very difficult to challenge unless perhaps up against the Grav Hammer or Sword. And time will tell here. Grav Hammer was the only melee power weapon that was featured, only on one map. I appreciate the change of equipment and weapon spawns overall. Equipment like the grapple shot are placed in different parts of the map, always respawning in the same place. Same with the weapons. These spawn points all have a visible timer and can be highlighted when you press the AI ping. Pinging the arena is a great option as well, and I'm glad it's there for those voiceless lobby nights. The maps have a rotation of weapons as well, so you won't have repeat loadout on the map. One run might feature the Commando and Bulldog, then the next, the Battle Rifle and Heatwave. It really forces you to think about your routes differently, depending upon the weapons and equipment available, which makes for a fun experience. The maps were built in such a way that it didn't feel like I was in an esports arena. Environmentally, they all had a story to tell and looked great. It's by far one of my favorite parts of this test flight, those maps. Okay, so the last topic I want to touch on is the AI bots. Bots are looking to be a really big thing in 2021, with not only Halo Infinite, a series which has always boasted its stellar AI programming for NPCs filling out the world. I mean, to be specific, Halo Reach also made a large point in highlighting how improved the AI systems were for the campaign. But also Battlefield 2042 will be looking to fill matches with bots. It was really surprising at how efficient Halo Infinite's bots were at the beginning. They presented a significant enough challenge that you couldn't necessarily just run up and bunt them for most encounters. So the catch is that these bots couldn't perform or mimic the nuanced maneuvers that a real player could. I don't think anyone really expected that either. The bots do in fact present a great way to warm up. However, once I got personally used to the game over time, the bots eventually felt like filler and weren't as quick to think like a human opponent. However, it should be applauded that there is a significant achievement here in technology. They do play with coordination, they play with specific points in mind. They'll weigh the options of carrying a power weapon with low ammo count or just skipping over it, letting the weapon recharge. These bots will swarm and throw all the grenades that they can to gain the upper hand. Certainly a job well done, but definitely not going to replace the experience of the real thing. In closing, Halo Infinite is looking to be well on its way to return to that core Halo experience that looks to keep up with modern gameplay loops and still hold the arena format that we love. It has me hopeful for the future as a big fan of Halo's lore and the potential for what creating your own Spartan story will look like over time with the Spartan Academy. I'm happy there are various ways to express myself cosmetically, whether I'm grinding the battle pass or potentially buying that voiceover of the AI. Here's to hoping for Spartan Buck voiceover to lighten the mood. Either way, I'm in for a fantastic time later this year in Halo Infinite. I, for one, am glad to have Halo back in the fold once again. Thank you so much for everybody that tuned in and checked this out. Hopefully, you enjoyed the content. Let me know if you have any questions on my impressions here. Of course, again, this was a test flight. By no means a final build. We still have more to come for Halo Infinite. Be sure to tune in at twitch.tv/ZeroSyndicate, where later this year you will be seeing me playing a ton of Halo Infinite. You can also catch me playing Destiny 2, various fighting games, including Guilty Gear Strive. Until next time, though, later days.